Good evening and welcome back to Tonight at the Q. We've done a set of Cole Porter and now we're doing a set of George and Ira Gershwin, and we have a lovely special guest tonight, Val Fagan. Glad that you're with us.
I am too.
Val.
It's great to be here.
Yes, it's lovely. We're in the lobby, of course, still being safe and distant and everything, but waiting until we can be back with you and looking at these wonderful, wonderful songs of George and Ira Gershwin, starting off with one of Val's favorites and mine too, but not for me.
Old man sunshine, listen you, never tell me dreams come true. Just try it, and I'll start a riot. Beatrice Fairfax, don't you dare ever tell me he will care. I'm certain it's the final curtain. I never want to hear from any cheerful Pollyannas who tell you fate supplies a mate. It's all bananas. They're writing songs of love, but not for me. A lucky stars above, but not for me. With love to lead the way, I've found more clouds of gray than any Russian play could guarantee. I was a fool to fall and get that way. Hi-ho, alas, and also lack a day. Although I can't dismiss the memory of his kiss, I guess he's not for me.
Oh, start off all happy.
I know, I was going to say.
You're going to cry already.
I know, I'm already
Poor Val.
crying, and it's.
Poor Val is going to be alone for the rest of her life. Good night.
We wanted to lift you guys up today, so we started off with, a page from my book.
I have to say, I wanted to start off with that because the rest of this is pure fun.
It is. It's fun and comedy.
Because Val, Val, we actually were having this conversation the other day about what kind of types you are, you know. And Val's, we were talking about kind of being the sidekick and the funny one, you know. But Val, you've done all kinds of different things.
Yeah. But I was always the best friend.
Right.
I was never the leading lady. Even though I played leading ladies, I played Aldonza like the best friend, There was a tinge of like comedy in Aldonza.
There you go. Well.
But,
we thought we'd do all kinds of different Gershwin tonight. Another one, one of his big, well-known songs, Someone to Watch Over Me.
There's a saying old says that love is blind. Still we're often told, seek and ye shall find. So I'm going to seek a certain lad I've had in mind.
Okay, I tell you what. We have to stop. We have to stop. This is not a mistake. This is not a mistake. As I said, Val is multi-talented. This is a song that we did, she did in the show that we were doing when all of this craziness started. And so honestly, it's just too much for us to do this song now. However, Val has a special talent. She has many special talents, but she actually learned this song on cue, the banjo.
It's Gershwin on the banjo. Now, I'm sure that many of you have been waiting for this. I actually put this together because I knew that Kent would either love it or absolutely hate this.
Both.
Both. There's a little bit of love and a little bit of hate with the
No,
banjo.
I don't hate it. It's just.
It's like, but it goes with the dress.
But just hurry and be done with it, please.
Hurry and be okay. Okay, here we go. There's a somebody I'm longing to see. I hope that he turns out to be someone who watch over me. I'm a little lamb who's lost in the wood. I know I could always be good to one who watch over me. That was Broadway on the banjo.
Oh my God.
Did you like that, Kent? Should we put it in another
Bye-bye
show?
now. Okay, come back and take it away.
Okay,
Take her
okay.
away.
Come back from Branson, Val.
Oh,
and
but-
let's get back into the sophisticated world. Goodbye, my banjo.
No. Well, I mean, you've done one thing we have in common. We go back quite a ways, but we have both done Forbidden Broadway.
Yes.
Val, we've never done it together, but we've done it, and so your ability to do different styles you come by it honestly.
For 15 years. 15 years I did that show. It was wonderful. I mean, I loved it.
Oh
but
my gosh.
15 years.
But now you have to tell me, this is a true story
Yeah.
about how you came to learn to play the banjo. Because see, actors, can you play the accordion while ice skating on one foot? Sure, I can do anything whatever you need me to do, I can do. Val told me when we were rehearsing that you learned the banjo in order to
get my equity card.
To get your equity, to
Yes.
get your union card.
I went to UMKC back in the day, and I wanted my equity card, and Patricia McElrath, remember?
Oh my gosh, Dr.
wonderful.
Mac.
I loved
Yes.
her. She said, Val, I'll give you your equity card. We're going to go on tour with a show called Side by Side by Sondheim, and it was my first equity show. But we need a banjo player for this show called Foxfire. And we need you to learn how to play the banjo because we're going on tour. We don't want to pay another musician. So they knew I played the guitar, and I play the guitar fairly well. I grew up with the guitar. So I said, like any kid that wants their equity card, I said, of course, I will learn to play the banjo. So I got that banjo in like 19 something, and it was horrible. And I tried to learn to
No,
play.
the banjo wasn't horrible.
Well, the banjo
You
was
were horrible.
I was horrible.
Well, the way you told me the story, that's not an insult. That was her words.
Okay, let
You
me
have to
finish
tell
the story.
You have to
Okay,
tell this
the
story.
banjo was horrible too because it was from like a Japanese banjo. But anyway,
Do they not make good banjos?
Well, you have to have them.
They make great pianos.
Actually, I don't want to insult anybody. It's a great banjo now, but it took a lot of money to make it sound like that.
Okay.
A lot. So anyway, I said I could learn to play the banjo, and it's hard. I mean, you can see it with these picks. It's hard to learn to play the banjo.
But yet it sounds so.
I've gotten better.
Yeah.
I've gotten a little better.
It's not a comment about you. I'm just saying, it's a lot of work to sound.
Well, I'll do
that
anything
way.
for my equity card. When you're
There you
like
go. I
20,
know.
21, you want your equity card. So,
Sure.
okay. So on opening night, and this is when it was called Missouri Rep, we all came up on this slow.
Well, but you're with like bluegrass picking
Bluegrass
guys, right?
guys that are fantastic.
Yeah, right.
Fantastic.
Hardcore
I mean,
guys.
I was completely out of my league. I wasn't even close to being in my league with them. So on opening night, I was like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. You have that youthful, I can do it. Well, oh my gosh, the stage slowly raised and the audience started cheering for us, and you could hear that, and I was strumming, I could strum, but the boys, probably to be mean, insisted that I take a solo on the banjo. So on opening night, this is a true story. I'm telling you, you heard like bum 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 bum. It came to my solo, and I froze. I completely froze, and and I'm not kidding. My hands were like claws, and I just went bang, bang, bang. It was just like bang, and the boys were
Bravo,
laughing.
yay!
Exactly, and it was like something out of a Carol Burnett episode, and that's how I got my.
But you
equity
got
card.
did you get your card before that though? That's, I mean,
You know,
they didn't pull it from you.
They didn't pull it from me, but they didn't fire me. I had to go on tour and play that banjo. And every night I had sweat pouring, hands, sweaty. I mean, it was the most horrifying
See, and
experience
here you
of my
are
life. Here
doing
I am.
it for free for people
Who are-
on their phones. See, it
people
was
who are-
worth it.
Exactly, her having their coffee going, what is going on?
Oh, trust me, the people watching this aren't drinking coffee now.
Oh, they're not. They've moved to the hard stuff. After the sad song and now the banjo, they're like, what is this show?
Oh, now we're going to do a song here in a minute.
Yes.
George worked with Ira, his brother, mostly, but Ira didn't write all of the lyrics for all the songs. He worked with other people. But when he first started out, Ira he looked down on lyric writing, as one might look upon the banjo.
That's interesting.
No, he thought he wanted to be serious. He wanted to be taken seriously, and at that time, lyrics were pretty. The turn of the century, they were pretty banal. But he wrote this song to kind of poke fun at the old moon, June, spoon, croon, the unsophisticated lyric writing. A beautiful, beautiful song called Blah, Blah, Blah. So I'm going to sing, and you're going to help
This
me.
is a whole act. I have my prop glasses.
Yeah, she doesn't need the glasses.
I don't need
to
the
see.
glasses. I can
You
see
don't need
perfectly fine.
There's no prescription in them, right?
There's none.
Yeah.
I'm sure my pupils are probably this big. Okay.
I've written you a song, a beautiful routine. I hope you like it. My technique can't be wrong. I learned it from the screen. I hope you like it. I've studied all the rhymes that all the lovers sing. Then just for you I wrote this little thing. Blah, 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 blah.
Moon
Blah, blah, blah.
above.
Blah, 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 blah.
Croon
Blah, 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 blah.
love.
Tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la.
Merry month of May.
Tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la.
Neath the clouds of gray.
Blah, 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 your hair. Blah, 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 oh, your eyes.
Oh, there they are.
Blah, 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 care. Blah, 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 skies. Tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la. Cottage for two. Blah, 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 blah. Darling, with you. You're a nut. You're crazy.
I am crazy.
You are crazy. So you did Missouri Rep and
Kansas City rep.
yes, and we had mutual friends at the time. This was late '80s, early '90s, and Val was one of 6 women with brain death.
And there might be some people out there that remember.
Oh, there's
the
a lot of
show.
people. There's people
Oh,
that I
yeah.
know because I've talked about it and actually done one of the songs that Mark Houston, the composer, wrote for you called "I Cannot Sing,"
Yeah.
which is not true. It's a very difficult song, but he wrote such funny stuff. But that one is really
Poignant,
is just
sad.
it's just so sad about a woman who doesn't have any self-confidence. But is yet so very talented. But anyway, Val was one of the 6 gals who wrote it. Cheryl Benj, Peggy Farr Wilson, Rosie Coppage.
Ross Freeze, if you're watching. He
Oh,
was the
Ross.
one. Yep, Ross was our token man.
And
Yes.
so anyway, I still have the demo, and we were listening to it. But it's not Gershwin, so we're not going to do it. But some other time we've talked about it. But anyway, the point is we've known each other for a long time. But Val moved away. You did the
Went
New
to
York
New
scene
York
for years.
23 years in New York. I'm so glad to be home. I'm
And-
so glad to
Yeah,
be home.
well, it's
Yeah,
good timing.
sad. Yeah.
But I knew when she came back that we wanted to have her here at Quality Hill and have her do a show at the Q, and you did Broadway and all that jazz, the 1950s.
Wonderful.
And you were like, this is hard. This is a lot.
It was a lot.
well, I mean,
Mama
it's-
Rose came a little bit more naturally, but as you know, Kent is such a good musician, and it was very tight harmony, and it was all with flat tones, and just, I learned a lot.
Well, but you were great in it. But you know, it's a different kind of. It makes everyone makes it look so easy out in the audience. They don't realize how much time we spend to make it look like we're not
It's
really working.
effortless, yeah.
But in any case, this next song, as I mentioned, is one of the ones that George wrote with other people. Oscar Hammerstein II wrote this one, an ode to. Well, I think this is kind of funny because actually you don't drink that much, do you?
No, I used to in New York.
Well,
now I eat carbs. You know,
There you go.
I
Well, we all have
switched
our we have our
I
our
shouldn't even
vices.
tell that. You know,
Oh,
but
please! It's the
It's
the
like you have to-
pandemic.
exactly,
Come
you have to
on.
do
I've
something.
baked so much bread and so many
exactly.
desserts
It's like
stuff.
anything that gives you comfort,
But
do it.
I just think
Yes.
it's funny because this song is about vodka and neither of us really drinks. But anyway, here we go.
Of all concoctions alcoholical, I know but one that's diabolical. I simply thrive on old champagne and sparkling burgundy. Whiskey, Cointreau, Moselle, and eau de vie are just like tea, but oh yes, oh no, I'm hot. Vodka, don't give me vodka, for when I take a little drink, I forget to think what a little drink can do to me. Vodka, don't give me vodka, for when I take a little nip, I begin to slip, and I start romancing with the man that I am dancing with. For vodka makes me feel vodka. I'll go and grab a 6 for 2. Anyone will do if he's only wise enough to see. I'll not scream should he kiss me. Wouldn't if I could, couldn't if I would. Vodka, you ruin me. Oh. Vodka, don't give me vodka. For when I take a little drink, I forget to think what a little drink can do to me. Vodka, don't give me vodka. For when I take a little nip, I begin to slip, and I start romancing with the man that I am dancing with. For vodka makes me feel vodka.
Me too.
I'll go and grab a 6 for 2. Anyone will do if he's only wise enough to see. I'll not scream should he kiss me. Wouldn't if I could. Couldn't if I would. Vodka, you ruined me. Do we laugh on stage a lot, Kent? No, we don't.
No, well, it depends.
I'm trying to make you laugh.
I know. Now, was that an audition song for you?
No, I picked it for you.
Oh, well, you should. That
'Cause-
should be an. I was just thinking. That'd be great. That's
Well,
a
someone
great.
called me Dorothy Loudon, which is a great compliment. They said, like, you're like Dorothy Loudon.
What did I just see of
So-
hers that she did? I can't
She's
remember.
so wonderful. I mean, she's the best comedian ever.
Oh yeah,
She
she's
is.
just.
But she probably couldn't play the banjo.
Well,
She probably didn't
or
want
maybe
to
she
play
just
the banjo.
chose not to.
She probably chose not to. She's like,
There's
you know.
just because you can doesn't mean you should. But one thing you can do at home and should do is click that donate button that's on the Facebook that you're watching, or on our website also. You know, this is such a crazy time, and people are very generous, including performers and things. But we need your help. Obviously, we want to be around here when you come back and when we can be back together. So anything you can do, we much appreciate. Just go to the website or click on the button there or give us a call. But we're going to do one more song. As I mentioned before, we were in the middle. We had just opened Broadway Through the Decades when all of this started. We've done five
performances.
5 performances.
And we stopped at a matinee. It just
all kind of paused.
Yeah.
But that's all right. We'll be back together, and it's lovely to make music safely together and to enjoy it with you at home. So thank you very much, Val, for being with us. And
wonderful.
Thank you all.
Thank you for asking me. I was just sitting at home in my sweats, and I was like, okay, let's do this.
Let's get dressed up
Let's
and
get
remember
dressed
what
up.
it's
Let's
like
put on
to
sequins, you know.
get used to what it's
Yes,
like.
exactly.
But we'll finish up with the song that we did in that show, and we'll see you again soon. Now that I have found you, I must hang around you. Though you may refuse me, you will never lose me. If the human race is full of happy faces, it's because they all love that wondrous thing they call love. He loves and she loves and they love, so why can't you love and I love too?
Birds love and bees love and whispering trees love, and that's what we both should do.
Oh, I always knew someday you'd come along.
We'll make a twosome that just can't go wrong. Hear me, he loves,
And she loves and they love, so why can't you love and I love too? Good night.
Good night. Thanks
Thanks.
for coming.